Bitter Critics is a regular show. Olympics in well, I should watch Olympic Games. Is happening right now. It's happening. The America is playing. Kamala Harris asked them to bring the goal. I wonder if the Iraqi goal. Not sure about what goal she's talking about. Kamala Harris, she's kind of she's kind of identitarianist, identitary representation. Anyway, Kamala Harris, I was watching this. Oh, fuck. Just 1 second. I'm going to see what's going on with USA Dream Team. Is this a Dream Team? Yeah, but Canada is playing very nice too. Canada, I guess, have chances to win this. Well, USA just won. Is 84-65 for Serbia. That's sad for the memory of Yugoslavia. But anyway, here we are reading some Russia Today. As usual, Russia Today, Lebanon, Israel, US will become global crypto capital. What? This about economy. I like it. I'm going to read this. July 28. US will become global crypto capital. Trump. Just 1 second. I have an American here, American citizen. Hey, Tommy. Aqui, Tommy. Obey your American, stupid. This is an American pit bull with a dog, Argentinian doggo. He's stupid, but he's kind of nice too. These toes are for my baby over there, Luna. Luna and Mursi. So, Russia Today. US will become global crypto capital. Trump. The former president has pledged to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve if he wins in November. So, this is a topic I don't know much about, which is financial economy. We have a photograph from former US President Donald Trump at Bitcoin conference in Nashville, Tennessee, July 27, yesterday. US Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has pledged to make America the crypto capital of the planet. The crypto capital of the planet. Who knows? America owes a lot of money, and that's why they make a lot of wars. The crypto capital of the planet. If he returns to the White House, speaking at his year's Bitcoin conference in Nashville on Saturday, Trump said that crypto is essential to his vision of America in the future. He pledged to ensure that the US government never sells off its Bitcoin holdings and creates a Bitcoin strategic reserve, predicting that the cryptocurrency could one day eclipse gold's $17 trillion market capitalization. Quote, "For too long our government has violated the cardinal rule that every Bitcoiner knows by heart. Never sells your Bitcoin. This afternoon I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world. And we will get it done," Trump vowed. Who knows, you know? Bitcoin sounds like a digital currency to buy digital things. Who knows? I have zero idea about it. Quote, "If I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the US government currently holds or acquires into the future. This will serve in effect as the core of the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile," he stated. Trump, who in 2019 wrote on social media that Bitcoin's value is based on thin air, and in 2021 warned that cryptocurrencies were a disaster waiting to happen, made a U-turn in his rhetoric earlier in the current election campaign. In May, his campaign began accepting donations in cryptocurrency. In Nashville, Trump promised that if he is in office, the US will have regulations on crypto. But from now on, the rules will be written by people who love crypto industry, not hate it. If Bitcoin is growing to define the future, I want it to be minted, minted and made in the US. Minted. I don't know what's minted and made in the US. If Bitcoin is going to the moon, I want America to lead the way. What? Going to the moon. Throughout the speech, Trump repeatedly contrasted his support of cryptocurrency with the current Washington administration's effort to block the industry, adding that he finds repression of crypto and Bitcoin really bad for our country and quite un-American. According to a report by Forbes, citing official data, the US currently holds around 212,000 seized Bitcoins worth some $15 billion. Shortly after Trump's speech, Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis, a Republican, proposed a bill that would charge the US Treasury with amassing an official Federal Reserve of 1 million Bitcoins, worth roughly $70 billion over a period of 5 years. Ahead of Trump's speech, Michael Saylor, the founder of the software company MicroStrategy, predicted the price of Bitcoin will surge to $49 million per token by 2045, bringing its market capitalization to almost $100 trillion. And that's it. I'm not sure if there's more. Look, this is interesting. I didn't show the last one, but look, this is from July 25. And says, NATO profiteering from Ukraine conflict, China. The US-led bloc is sowing chaos around the world, Beijing has said. Ukrainian soldiers prepare the BM-21 multiple rocket launcher on July 23rd, 2024. Diego Herrera Carcedo. A photograph. NATO countries are profiting from the Ukraine conflict, Chinese Defense Ministry spokesman Chang Gang told reporters on Thursday. Chang was asked to comment on the declaration adopted earlier this month at a NATO summit in Washington, which labeled Beijing a decisive enabler of Russia's war against Ukraine. He dismissed the document as full of lies and bias. Quote, the US-led bloc allies kept fueling the fire and profiting from the war. NATO needs to reflect on itself instead of deflecting blame onto China, Wang said. He went on to accuse the Western bloc of instigating conflicts around the world. Quote, from Ukraine to Afghanistan, from Iraq to Libya, it has brought war. It has brought war and disaster to these regions and their people, Sang stated, reiterating that Beijing actively promotes peace talks between Moscow and Kiev. Beijing has repeatedly rejected accusations that it is helping Moscow bypass sanctions and is aiding Russia's defense industry. In February 2023, China proposed a 12-point roadmap to peace and has since made efforts to mediate the conflict during subsequent meetings with Russian and Ukrainian officials. Russia cited NATO's continuing expansion eastward and its military cooperation with Kiev as one of the root causes of the conflict. Russian President Vladimir Putin has stressed that Ukraine must become a neutral country and drop its plan to join NATO in order for any potential peace negotiations to succeed. The Kremlin has also said that flooding Ukraine with Western weapons will only lead to further escalation. But ultimately will not stop the Russian army. Yeah, that's Russia today. They are always saying that. I'm pretty sure that Timur Fomenko didn't post nothing yet. Come back, Timur. We want to see you. And that's it. I will read some headlines. Last chance to prevent war with Lebanon, Israel. So that's interesting. There will be war on Lebanon or not? July 28, 2024. Home World News. Last chance to prevent war with Lebanon, Israel. And says, Hezbollah needs to pull back from the border in line with a long-standing UN resolution, but the foreign ministry spokesman said. The Israeli foreign ministry has warned that now is the last chance to avoid a full-scale clash between West Jerusalem and Hezbollah, insisting that the Lebanon-based militia must withdraw from the southern part of the country. The statement came after Israel accused Hezbollah of a rocket attack on a soccer field in the Golan Heights on Saturday that killed at least 12 teenagers and children and wounded about 20 others. Hezbollah has denied involvement in the attacks. In a post on Twitter on Sunday, Orem Marmorstein, the spokesman for Israeli Foreign Ministry, called the tragedy a massacre, claiming that the rocket was of Iranian origin, and Hezbollah is the only terror organization which has those in its arsenal. Warning that Israel will respond to the attack, he noted that the only way that the world can prevent a full-scale war, which would be devastating also to Lebanon, is to force Hezbollah to implement Security Council Resolution 1701 something 17100 1701. That's the resolution. The document passed unanimously by the UN Security Council in 2006 sought to end full-scale hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah. One of its goals was to create a neutral buffer zone between the two states. However, while Israeli forces withdrew from Lebanon, Hezbollah did not fully comply, with its military remaining in the southern part of the country on Israel's border. Quote, "Now is the very last minute to do so diplomatically," Mars Morstein added, urging the global community to impose sanctions on Iran, which for years has had close ties with Hezbollah, and calling to designate both the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps and Hezbollah as terrorist organizations. Israel's military claims to have already retaliated, saying that airstrikes have been carried out on Hezbollah targets both deep inside Lebanese territory and southern Lebanon. The chief of staff of the Israel Defense Forces, Herzi Halevi, said that the military is increasing its readiness for the next stage in the fighting in the north, adding that when required, we will act strongly. Meanwhile, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Nasser Kanani cautioned the Jew state against any adventurism. Any stupid measure by the Zionist regime can lead to the expansion of the scope of instability, insecurity, and the flames of war in the region, he warned. Numerous Western leaders and UN officials have called on both sides to exercise restraint. Meanwhile, Lebanese Foreign Minister Abdallah Bouhabib told Reuters that his country's government had asked the US to persuade Israel to refrain from any rash actions, adding that Washington had asked Beirut to pressure Hezbollah into doing the same. And that's it. Yeah, that's Russia Today, so it's time. I want another one. Yeah, this is funny. IOC, the Olympics. I don't know what's the name. July 28. IOC and stuff. IOC takes down Olympic opening ceremony video from YouTube. The move came after criticism over an LGBTQ themed parody widely seen as mocking Christianity. Yeah. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, has apparently deleted the video of the opening ceremony of the 2024 Summer Games in Paris from its YouTube channel. IOC and organizing official faced massive global public backlash over an LGBTQ themed parody of the Last Supper at the event, which was widely seen by Christians and as blasphemous. As on Sunday, the 26-minute video on the Olympics YouTube channel titled Let the Games Begin Paris 2024 opening ceremony highlights is unavailable, with comments under the video closed. The same goes for a similar video on the YouTube channel of NBC Sports, the official broadcaster of the games in the US. The IOC did not explain the reason for the move. The apparent removal of the video came after numerous politicians, social media users, and influencers expressed outrage over the scene featuring a troupe of drag queens, homosexuals, and transsexuals posing at a table as Jesus Christ and his apostles appeared in Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. Faced with criticism, Paris 2024 spokesperson Anne de Camps issued an apology explaining that clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group, and that the ceremony tried to celebrate community tolerance. She went on to say, "We believe this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are really sorry." As the video featuring the controversial scene was removed and close to comments, Olympics enthusiasts flocked to videos of opening ceremonies from previous years, including London 2012 and Sochi 2014, to both reminisce about how successful they were and express their frustration over the ceremony in Paris. Meanwhile, the official page of the Olympic Games published on a post on Twitter asking social media users, "Which moments of the ceremony was your favorite?" only to be targeted with a new wave of criticism, with descriptions of the event ranging from absolutely atrocious, shameful, and disgusting to blasphemous and freak show. I like freak show. Anyway, there's a better news actually. China warns Philippines of arms race over US missiles. So maybe there will be war. I guess not. I guess China is controlling the situation. China warns Philippines of arms race over US missiles. The introduction of the intermediate range weapons will fuel tensions and confrontation in the region, Beijing has said. We have a photograph of a missile on the sea. Troops watch as a missile hit a target at sea during a live-fire US-Philippine joint military exercises in Laoag in the Philippines on May 6, 2024. Beijing has warned Manila against hosting US intermediate range missile systems in the country, stating that it could ultimately trigger an arms race in the region. The comments were made by Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi on Saturday as he met with his Philippines counterpart Enrique Manalo on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit in Vientiane, Laos. The Philippines and China are facing serious difficulties and risk further straining relations since Manila has repeatedly violated the consensus of both sides and its own commitments. Wang said the potential deployment of US intermediate range missiles is particularly concerning for Beijing. He added, "If the Philippines introduces the US intermediate range missile system, it will create tensions and confrontation in the region and trigger an arms race, which is completely not in the line with the interests and wishes of the Filipino people," Wang stated. Washington deployed Typhoon launchers capable of firing standard SM-6 and Tomahawk missiles to the Philippines in April. The system have not been used in live fire exercise and are set to be withdrawn in the next several months, according to an announcement by Manila earlier this month. The remarks from China's top diplomat come as Beijing and Manila have managed to ease tensions in the disputed waters of South China Sea, a major waterway which is the subject of overlapping territorial claims by multiple countries. The two nations have had repeated rulings in the troubled waters since late last year, after the Philippines ramped up activities around the BRP Sierra Madre, and an old-tank landing vessel deliberately grounded in 1999 off the disputed second Thomas Shoal and used by Manila as an outpost. Earlier this month, Beijing and Manila reached a provisional agreement on resupply missions to the vessel. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has said the first resupply run under the deal concluded successfully, with the country's Coast Guard confirming on the scene that the Philippine vessel carried only humanitarian living necessities and letting it through. On Sunday, however, the Philippines accused China of mischaracterizing the deal. Quote, instead of acknowledging how two countries were able to manage differences in order to avoid miscalculation and misunderstanding, the spokesperson chose to misrepresent what has been agreed between the Philippines and China. Philippines Foreign Ministry spokesperson Teresita Daza said in a statement. So yeah, I'm tired of Russia Today. I like Russia Today, but that's it. That's it. So now it's time for Cgtn. Tommy, what about Cgtn? Let's see what's happened to the basketball. I guess the US won. US won. I'm not finding anymore, so there's no more. I'm going to see in the in Google. I will Google it. Olympics basketball. Australia is fourth with 4 gold medals. South Korea is second with 3 gold medals, and China is third with 3 gold medals. Japan fourth with 3 gold medals. I want to know about basketball. Programmation, badminton, basketball. I guess this is, I'm not sure what the hell is this. This women, I don't know, yeah. Men's basketball. United States won 110, and Serbia 84. Well, today I don't remember. Today will be more games. Spain, Greece, something. No. Anyway, so yeah, let's read something from Cgtn. China-Italy exchanges cooperation. China cooperation inject vitally into bilateral. Yeah, I like that. China-Italy. I am Italian, you know. It's the only thing I am. I'm not a Chilean. I hate this country. 3 minutes reading. 3 minutes reading. Italy-China relations. China-Italy exchanges cooperation inject vitality into bilateral ties. People gather at the China-Italy Cultural Exchange Festival in Chuzhou, East China's Jiangsu province. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the China-Italy Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, since diplomatic relations between the two countries were established in 1970. China and Italy has deepened cooperation in various fields such as politics, economy and trade, people-to-people exchanges, and science and technology, laying a solid foundation for the development of bilateral relations. In recent years, the two countries have maintained close high-level exchanges, and political mutual trust has been continuously strengthened. At the invitation of Chinese Premier Li Qiang, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni is paying an official visit to China from July 27 to 31. During the visit, Chinese President Xi Jinping will meet with Meloni, Premier Li, and Chairman of the National People's Congress Standing Committee, Zhao Leji, will hold talks and meet with her to exchange views on bilateral relations and issues of common interest. We have another photograph. People visit the Italian National Pavilion during the 2023 SIFTIS in Beijing, China. It's like a museum, I guess. Positive momentum of cooperation. Economic and trade cooperation has always been an important pillar of China-Italy relations. China is China's fourth largest trading partner in the EU, and China is Italy's largest trading partner in Asia. In the first quarter of this year, the total import and export trade between China and Italy increased 4% year-on-year, demonstrating strong resilience. Meanwhile, bilateral cooperation in fields such as high-end manufacturing, clean energy, aerospace, digital intelligence, and medicine and health has been fruitful, showing broad prospects. Italy has been invited to serve as the guest country of honor for many prominent exhibitions such as the China International Import Expo, the China International Consumer Products Expo, and the China International Fair for Trade in Services, CIFTIS, aiming to further explore the Chinese market and share the dividends of development. Quote, China is a crucial market for Italy, said Antonio Maggiocchi, a business professor at the Rome Luis University, adding that through mutual opening up and investment, China and Italy can achieve a win-win cooperation. We have another photograph. Sculptures and painting are shown at the Marco Polo in China exhibition at the Academy of the Arts of Drawing, Accademia delle Arti del something. Building bridge of mutual understanding. People-to-people and cultural exchanges between China and Italy have built a bridge of mutual understanding between the two peoples. The number of Chinese students in Italy and Italian students in China continue to grow, and the craze for learning the Chinese language continues to flourish in Italy. Following the successful hosting of the China-Italy Year of Culture and Tourism in 2022, the two countries have cooperated in holding a series of cultural events this year to commemorate the 700th anniversary of the passing of Marco Polo, the 30th century explorer who traveled along the ancient Silk Road to China, affirming the significance of exchanges and mutual learning among civilizations. The two sides have cooperated to establish 12 Confucius institutes and 39 Confucius classrooms in Italy. To date, China and Italy have established 86 pairs of sister provinces, cities, and regions. In addition, China has implemented and extended relevant visa-free policies for many European countries, including Italy, which has brought practical convenience to Italian citizens going to China for business, tourism, family visits and other exchange activities. Yeah, someday I will buy a full plan of brewery in Shandong. Definitely. I just need to win lottery because it's too expensive. There was a disaster in Yunnan province. Emergency response to geological disasters activated in China's Hunan. China's Ministry of Emergency Management dispatched a rescue team to Hengyang, a city in central China's Hunan province on Sunday after a rain-triggered landslide washed away a village house, resulting in casualties. In its latest update, the Provincial Emergency Command Center said that the death toll from the landslide that struck Yulin village in Hengyang around 8 a.m. Sunday has risen to 15, with 6 others injured. We have a photograph, disaster. Building, a destroyed building. China's Ministry of Emergency Management dispatched a rescue team to Heigyang, a city in central China's Hunan province, on Sunday after something. And an emergency response to geological disasters has been activated in the province, the ministry said, adding that the team will assist local efforts in search and rescue, weather monitoring and warnings and emergency response operations. As of 8 a.m. Sunday, China canceled warnings for Typhoon Gaimi after it weakened into a tropical depression. However, the ministry noted that residual winds from the typhoon continue to bring heavy rains to several provinces, including Hunan, Jiangxi, Hubei, Guangdong, Liaoning, and Jilin. On Sunday, the ministry raised the emergency response to floods from level 4 to level 3 in northeast China's Jilin province and activated a level 4 emergency response for southwest Chongqing municipality. China has a 4-tier emergency response system for flood control, with level 1 being the most urgent response. The ministry has reiterated the need for strengthened efforts in forecasts and early warning updates, eliminating hidden dangers and safety risks in key areas, and closely monitoring regions prone to flooding and waterlogging. Special attention must be given to accommodation facilities in mountainous regions, tourist attractions, farmhouses, as well as construction site camps, the ministry said, adding that measures such as business shutdowns and evacuation of people must be implemented if necessary. Yeah. So maybe that's it from Cgtn. There's a robot competition in China. 1 minute read. This from July 28, this from today. July 28, 2024, unveiling the future. 2024 China underwater robot competition. Underwater, yeah. Fish robots. The 2024 China International Ocean Underwater Robot Competition kicked off on July 26, 2024 in Qinzhou on East China's Shandong province. It brings together over 150 teams and nearly 300 participants from across China. The event also features an industry track where where more applicable underwater robots are presented. That's it. So, unfortunately, we are not Chinese, Tommy. Unfortunately, you are American and I'm Italian. I'm just going to read a last one from Al Jazeera. Oh, I completely forgot about Pepe Escobar today. But now I remember. Let's see a fast. Well, there's a whole article from Pepe in Zero Edge. Escobar, China throws cloud bait. I know. I guess I read that. And well, I guess I'm going to try to find something in Al Jazeera. Palestinians, this is the same thing. Venezuela votes. Yeah, tomorrow we will know if Maduro won the election. But by now, Venezuela votes in election as opposition challenges Maduro's grip on power. About 21 million people are registered to vote as reinvigorated position aims to end 25 years of socialist rule. Maybe President Nicolás Maduro seeking re-election for a third term gestures after casting his ballot in capital Caracas. Polls have opened in Venezuela's presidential election as incumbent Nicolás Maduro faces his toughest electoral battle since he came to power 11 years ago amid an ongoing economic crisis. Nearly 21 million people are registered to vote, with a reinvigorated opposition try to end the 25-year rule by the United Socialist Party, with the promise to end the decade-long economic crisis that forced 7 million people to immigrate. Lines of voters were seen outside polling stations on Sunday in 6 different locations around the country, including some that opened late. Quote, "I've been here since 5 a.m. I came to vote for change, for a new Venezuela, which will be reborn, and because I am a public worker and we need change to be able to have a signified salary." Tibisay Aguirre, a 57-year-old cook who was waiting in line in Maracay in the central state of Aragua, told Reuters news agency. Polls close at 6 p.m. local time, and results could be published late on Sunday night or in the following days. That's it. I'm going to leave there. This time I'm going to find something from Daniel Jadue again. Daniel Jadue is still in prison. I'm just going to find out if he is really in prison or not. I guess he is. Nobody's saying nothing about him. Daniel Jadue. News. Who is fair? Well, people are saying that Jadue had a successor, but I guess he's in prison. Yeah. Anyway, I guess Daniel Jadue is still in prison. The news is about his successor, also called Jadue, but it's not related to him. Anyway, poor Daniel Jadue. Such a bad luck to have born in this fucking country, which is Chile. I hate this country. I hate all Chileans. I'm going to make my yoga now. I'm going to do my yoga.
Esto fue escrito en enero del 2020. Si no acordamos nuevas reglas que nos rijan, si no tenemos un nuevo contrato social hecho para la mayoría y no a la medida de los incumbentes o de grupos organizados que tengan capacidad de incidir en nuestro proceso legislativo y en nuestras políticas públicas, no podremos avanzar. ¿Te hace sentido? Desigualdad, Nicolás Izaguirre, el libro.
Oye, o sea, ¿qué querés que te diga? De hecho, quiero mandarte un video que a ver si lo podemos poner. Ricardo Vega, a ver si podemos poner este video de un economista e historiador que habló precisamente en Davos, en el encuentro de los multimillonarios del mundo, ¿no? Y quisiera que lo viéramos todos porque es algo que nosotros hemos discutido en numerosas oportunidades, y a ver si lo podemos resolver. Ricardito, cuéntame si lo recibiste primero.
Está con la gata, hombre.
Ay, mira.
And I find it quite a bewildering experience, to be honest. I mean, 1,500 private jets have flown in here to hear Sir David Attenborough speak about, how we're wrecking the planet. And I mean, I hear people talk in the language of participation and justice and equality and transparency. But then, I mean, almost no one raises the real issue of tax avoidance, right? And of the rich just not paying their fair share. I mean, it feels like I'm at a firefighters conference and no one's allowed to speak about water, right? there was only one panel, actually.
Well, we've had two. You're the second
Well,
of our
wait a minute.
panelists.
There was only one panel.
Let's go there.
One panel hidden away in the media center that was actually about tax avoidance. I was one of the 15 participants. So something needs to change here. I mean, 10 years ago, the World Economic Forum asked the question, what must industry do to prevent a broad social backlash? The answer is very simple. Just stop talking about philanthropy and start talking about taxes. Taxes. We need to. I mean, just 2 days ago, there was a billionaire in here, what's his name? Michael Dell. And he asked the question like, name me one country where a top marginal tax rate of 70% has actually worked. And, I'm a historian. The United States, that's where it has actually worked. In the 1950s, during Republican President Eisenhower, the war veteran, the top marginal tax rate in the US was 91%. For people like Michael Dell.
Yeah, just like that, Daniel Hardware
was more than 70.
showed
This is not rocket science.
an English video, so we didn't have a lot of Spanish language.
No, once more. Come on, we gotta be talking.
But I prefer English, I guess Spanish people, they lived all their lives pretending not to be poor, and that's not great. I mean, you have to face reality. I guess Latin people culture is a drug.